Well, man, I just got to keep on punching them out here because as news comes in, I need the reporting. Well, you probably heard the GOGO BOBO tape exposed on our show anyway, where, of course, they lied to GOGO BOBO and said they weren't going to do anything, tell anybody what his real voice was, and etc. But GOGO was actually speaking under his real voice. But putting that to the side, we found out some very interesting stuff here. Barry is everything that he was calling me. Barry kept on calling me a pedophile. It's projecting. Of course, this is what happened. You're going to hear it from Gogo. And while Barry was spending time with Jay, apparently, uh, he was touching little girls, and Jay getting sick to his stomach over what Barry was doing. This is the guy that you want to donate to, right? This is the guy that you wanted to donate to. This is the guy that Ricky Licky Pignatius was supporting and wanted your money for. Why don't we listen now to Gogo Bobo in his real voice and what he had to say about Barry? First of all, we're going to play you the clip first, and we'll let it go from there. And you can always listen to our show. You certainly do that. So let me see. Where did I start off here? Okay, let's try this again.
Jay's been with Barry, and he's been touching the girls and that. And Jay's felt funny. These are the little girls and that in the province while they're walking along. And Jay's tried to get him to cut it out and knock it off and stop touching these little girls, just leave them alone. And he felt sick to his stomach. This is what he told me. My friend Lumpy gave Barry his Netflix password. Barry only watched one thing. And you can see when you log into Netflix the entire bar. Do you know what that one thing was that Barry watched? Cuties. That was the pedophile movie that got banned on Netflix.
I remember that. I want to see that. Yeah, it was such a big it was all over the news. I remember that.
Yeah, there's more to Barry than people.
Yeah.
Apparently so.
Jay's been with Barry, and he's been touching the girls and that, and Jay's felt funny. These are the little girls and that in the province while they're walking along. And Jay's tried to get him to cut it out and knock it off and stop touching these little girls, just leave them alone. And he felt sick to his stomach. This is what he told me. My friend Lumpy gave Barry his Netflix password. Barry only watched one thing. And you can see when you log into Netflix the entire bar. Do you know what that one thing was that Barry watched? Cuties. That was the pedophile movie that got banned on Netflix.
I remember that. I want to see that. Yeah, it was such a big
Wow. So all this time that Barry Lee Jordan was calling people, including myself, a pedophile, he actually was one. Well, did I ever really doubt that? I did produce a video when he was with a young girl. You remember that one? And he was asking her if she had other friends. And you remember what I said about what he lived in? I think it was Minganilla at the time. And I had somebody investigate this. And I actually went up there. Barry wasn't there. He had moved out at that point, and he had spoken to the landlord and the people that lived there. As a second floor apartment at the time. It was a room. And they said that young girls were coming in and out of his room. So now we've established something even more, that the very learned Gogo Bobo, who actually is a very intelligent Australian guy, who has computer skills and investigative skills as far as hacking. And he came out the information that even Jay was disgusted by Barry's behavior. So this is who you want to support, huh, Ricky? As I said, we invalidated you. I invalidated you. Everybody should go look at my last couple of videos. You'll see some more documents, therefore nullifying, invalidating everything that Pignatius has had to say on his show. Now he has a show scheduled to put down yet another vlogger. This is what he does, folks. Let's listen to more of this.
Let's Barry, and he's been touching the girls and that, and Jay's felt funny. These are the little girls and that in the province while they're walking along. And Jay's tried to get him to cut it out and knock it off and stop touching these little girls, just leave them alone. And he felt sick to his stomach. This is what he told me. My friend Bumpy gave Barry his Netflix password. Barry only watched one thing. And you can see when you log into Netflix the entire bar. Do you know what that one thing was that Barry watched? Cuties. That was the pedophile movie that got banned on Netflix.
I remember that. I honestly, yeah, it was such a big
Wow.
It was all over the news.
Wow.
It was just leaving him alone. And he felt sick to his stomach. This is what he told me. My friend Bumpy gave Barry
We'll move on.
his Netflix password. Barry only watched one thing. And you can see when you log into Netflix the entire bar. Do you know what that one thing was that Barry watched? Cuties. That was the
Hope you've been
pedophile
watching this
movie
stuff,
that got
Shaw,
banned on
or your
Netflix.
sister, or anybody.
I remember that. I honestly, yeah, it was such a big it was all over the news. I remember that.
Yeah, there was more to Barry than they thought.
Yes, I did.
Now, Jay doesn't want to be associated to that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And he just cares about himself. So all that stuff just gets squashed, you see.
Yeah.
Now, people have no clue what a real piece of shit Barry is.
Oh, I do.
I certainly do.
I met the guy, so I know, like, I know what you're saying, but
And that boy stuff, the cigarette burns to the girls, that's 100% true. Because I know
I
what
thought
happened
so.
the day
Cigarette
after. I
burns.
know what happened when Matt Wilkie called. I know what the conversation was. I know what Matt Wilkie asked Jay to do with Barry. He did burn those girls with a cigarette. The girl crying, running to his door. He can't make up a story with all the details. The broken gate, smashed pot plant, threatening Jay with a knife the next day. It's all there. The story's complete.
Wow. Well, let me tell you, I honestly met Barry than the other conversation that I had when I was in the Philippines.
Nico, when I finished that stream with Whiskey about Barry burning those girls and their genitalia, when I finished that stream, Dave Knopfler
What do you say about that,
received a
Ricky?
live phone call, and it was Barry, and we could hear Barry crying in tears, broken down. When Barry then actually went live, he said, "Jay sold me out."
Oh, wow.
He burnt those girls.
Now, you remember back then, GOGO, I was fucking hot on his tail on that
This is
shit.
great stuff, folks. Great stuff. Okay, let's get back on track here. Okay, so what have we established, folks? Well, we established a lot today, didn't we? Especially from my show. Pardon me, I had to drink some water here. Apparently, I've been right along about anyone I've ever talked about on here. I validated myself, and Ricky invalidated himself. And certainly Barry has. And thanks to the secret information that's been held for a long time about Barry Jordan, apparently Barry Jordan is exactly what I thought he was. And everything I said about Barry Jordan, about burning people with the girls with the cigarettes, and going after young girls, well, apparently it's true. This was a very candid type of conversation where GOGO BOBO unveiled himself and his real voice, and he spoke to Aloe and the others on the panel. I think it was WTF, and I think it was sounded like what's his name on there? Anyway, my mind is gone here. But there you have it. I mean, Ricky gets invalidated, and Barry gets validated as to the nature of this creep. This information will also be sent to both bureaus. Now, of course, they can't take it only for face value, really, but that could influence their decisions on what they want to do with him. Certainly could. There have to be affidavits for the person who produced that and all. I know how the system works, but it's still very, very good information. Imagine that all that time that Barry was preaching to everybody out of his hate for me that I was some kind of a child predator. Turns out he was projecting. It started off with his father started, which he admitted it was his own words. So there's no guidelines I'm going to follow on here. No disclaimer on that because that was public when he said that his father violated him as a kid. Well, I'm no psychologist, but what happens in situations like that is that he takes on that shame of what happens, and then he will, out of anger, call anybody for example, very loosely and freely, a child predator, a groomer, a pedophile, etc. So I get validated, Ricky gets invalidated, Barry gets validated as a child predator from the information that we just heard on here. And at first, I thought it was kind of an exaggeration about him burning women with the cigarettes. But apparently, there's the information, and he actually did that. This guy was demonic. He was actually demonic, and that piece of shit, Richard Jarrett, was raising money to try to get this creep out of jail. You know, we have a message to you, Ricky, and I'm sure everybody agrees with me. You need to get out of Dodge because you're next. People are never going to trust you anymore. And if anybody sends you out of money, any kind of money for anything, they're going to be in the same shithole that you are. They're not going to be respected. It's over. Your buddy, it's over for him. I really think that immigration needs to know this kind of information too, as far as the questionability of his undesirableness that he claims that undesirable charges were dropped against him. I don't buy it. But this new information makes it even more interesting, makes it even more. Should we listen to a little bit more? You could just go. Allo tends to take things off, but I think that was it on there. And you heard what they had to say about what Barry did. And, it's been quite a day of information today. I'm exhausted with it. I don't know about you. This has been Information Central on my channel today, where we only give you the news and facts of the news, and we don't bullshit on my show. We tell you the truth. Everybody who tried to attack other people that needed to be attacked was not enough. Not enough. They had to find other victims, but the people that they should be attacking and reporting on here are the people such as Barry Jordan. Big time. Yeah. Haganti said, I must say that Barry was a shame job in Jolly B, hitting on random chicks when I took him for dinner. Seriously. Well, I believe that. I believe that. Yeah. Pardon me. I need to take little hydration breaks here every now and again. No, I did not hit the machine today. I want to do that after I get off this broadcast. But yeah, information has been flying around like crazy. I believe that interview. I think GOGO BOBO was being sincere. The fact that he dropped his mechanical voice and he, like an idiot, gave that information to the very people out there that were going to put it out. When they maybe told them, you can trust us. Yeah, we could trust them. That's been proven before. Yeah. As I told you, I had a friend go over to where Barry used to live, and where the hell was he? It wasn't Manganilla. It was a place that Barry could have walked from there to J Mall, if you know that area. He was staying there at an upstairs apartment at the time. God damn it, I just really have a dead spot on that one. And he didn't stay there very long. But, and we were investigating this location to make sure he was there. He had just left, but it was verified by the landlord who rented him that room and the other tenants that said that he had young girls coming in and out of his apartment all the time. And the reason I had somebody go down there is because this was right before the COVID, I think it was, happening during that time. And that's when, the arrest warrant was going to be issued for Barry. But then, they were right at that point with Manila, but then COVID came and then, nothing happened. It was put at the bottom of the pile. They didn't have enough staff. And that's why everything got delayed. Does everybody believe me now? I think a lot of people are beginning to believe that I'm the real deal. And I don't mean Jay. That I'm the real deal on here. I have not lied to anybody on here. I have no reason to lie to anybody on here. If I've ever been an asshole to anybody on here, I'll tell you I've been an asshole. But if somebody labels me as something that I'm not, I'm going to speak up about that too. Everything I said about Barry is true. I didn't lie anything about him or anybody else on here. I didn't. Everybody wants to get the best of somebody. Peckerwood tried to, him and his girlfriend tried to sue Sweetskates and, go to court. And, his middle name is Adam, by the way. Tried to get Sweetskates, and they couldn't get Sweetskates. And he said enough of this and money spending for fees and that, and he's not doing too well in the money department. It's all these fucking crumb buns that are criticizing and doxing people like me and other people on here that are the biggest villains on here. Peckerwood is not innocent, and you people know that for sure. He is far from innocent. He said he doesn't have any sock accounts. Yeah, you can believe that. Right, believe that. Where I just expressed a couple of shows back or so that I don't know what brings people here. Of course, Ricky had to, reply to that, that all the sick people come here, all the hateful people. And what does Richard Jarrett turn out to be? He's one of them. Everybody's projecting is what it is. They're trying to put on this facade that they're the innocent ones, and they're just speaking about the wicked people on YouTube. And what are they doing? What are they doing? Yeah. Barry had lived briefly within a relatively short walking distance from the J Mall. Because see, that's where. And by the way, he was. Let me see. He was dating. I think it was Dimples at the time when this informant, I like to call him informant because I don't know what else to call him, that's been very helpful for me with a lot of shit, used his girlfriend. We're not going to mention his name, but used his girlfriend, and she's seen, and by the way, he was still on the dating sites, Tinder, on Facebook, while he was actually dating women, such as Dimples. He was still on there. So what he did is he had his girlfriend go on there and I guess respond to his ad. And Barry talked to her at length and constantly wanted her to meet him. So she came up, okay, maybe we'll meet at the J Mall. Then he was like licking his chops and, trying to get all gussied up and as much as Barry could, and with hopes of meeting her. But then she was never going to really meet him. So she told him that, the girl has more class than that. And I know a little about my informant's girlfriend. She sounds like a very nice woman, but she did that as a favor to her boyfriend. And he was basically set up. And he kept on contacting her. And of course, I don't think she used her picture, but he wanted to meet her really bad. I mean, he's just really, thumbs up, folks. Where'd you get better information than this? And I only got 4 thumbs up. I don't even care if you are a troll. This is some good shit I've been reporting today, all day long. That's not deserved a thumbs up. Are you fucking kidding me? But then again, I'm not making money on here right now. It doesn't make a rat's ass difference to me because I know that 12 of the people on here are all trolls and they're not going to give me a thumbs up. But that's not going to ruin my day, nor to ruin my night. So that's not a problem. As long as you're listening, that's all that matters. You're here. So what do we establish today? We established that Ricky is totally invalid. Nobody could ever trust him. Not that they ever did. But we completely invalidate this creep once and for all. What do you think about that, Rickster? You're getting really fucked up these days, aren't you? Case against you, Fazio. You're going to be losing some money. Yeah, best news in the genre. G-E-N-R-E, by the way. Oh, you guys, I want to scream. G-E-N-R-E. And to Nico's experience and to Popeye, it's G-E-N-R-E, genre, not genre, not genre. Oh, God. And they say that my grammar is bad. Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, really. Anyway, we've had quite a good day. I've introduced documentation that totally invalidates Ricky's bullshit that, Barry doesn't have any cases against him. I already presented something already, but this was a new thing dated today that was sent to me. And I was on my other show. I even showed you a picture of the document and read it. So I like to validate things. When I say something is the truth, then maybe you'll believe me now if you never did before. That after all this time, I've been telling the truth the whole time I've been on YouTube. The whole time. I've just been somebody's target, and it just blew up from there. Everything. Nobody's ever accosted or hurt anybody's young children. It's all this bullshit gets spread around, and people that don't know you believe it, and that's how wildfires spread. Okay, I'm not that kind of person, never will be, but we did find out that Barry apparently is. Excuse me, it's my water break. Oof, that's some news today, even for me. Man, the news just kind of keeps on coming in. I heard of the AP wires. This is the FB wires. Damn, news that's fit the print all the way. So we have people validate stuff. We had a Gante right here on my show right now. He must say that Barry was a shame job in Jolly B. He was hitting on random chicks when I took him for dinner. He doesn't stop. I don't know. I really don't know what Barry sees when he looks in a mirror. If he's ever even owned a mirror. He's like on the top of the list of one of the ugliest vloggers that we have had on here. Mix and match, there's many, but I think he's definitely up there. You all know what he looks like, and he's not a woman's man. He's not an attractive man, no matter how you look at him. The intense cigarette breath, the amount of cigarettes he smokes, the excessive coughing and spitting up infectious phlegm. Even at the places that he rented, he had no respect, throwing his cigarette butts on the property and spewing all that projectile phlegm, mucus all over the property that the owner or, certainly the proprietor of the property had to clean up. And that was disgusting. He's got to be the lowest class person in YouTube history as far as the Philippines vlogging genre. I've always said it. I still will say that. He's got to be the lowest of the fucking lowest, other than Ricky Drama. Maybe they're neck and neck. I don't really know. But, they're up there. They're up there, both of them. Okay, so GOGO BOBO kind of exposes himself, or somebody exposed him. And I believe GOGO BOBO has always had a lot of inside information. And he's got computer skills. I think he knows how to hack. And what did he say in that video that Barry did? Remember that part I played on here? He said that somebody had given Barry a Netflix password. The only thing that was seen on the bars, in his words, expression, that Barry ever went on to was a Netflix show that was eventually banned. It was called Kiddies, about children, pedophilia. And Barry, that was the only thing he would watch on Netflix. Well, people get discovered. Some people don't. Some people believe the bullshit on here that's been going around. How they feel, even Big E, he's got to be. Big E, the enabler, has got to be one of the most embarrassed people on here. You know what I say to you, Big E? I say shame on you. That's what I say. I think everybody should shame you. Because you come on with this religious jarbo and you talk about, well, I don't enable Barry, but you've been enabling the whole time. You've been giving him money to a criminal. But now that you know that he has actually accosted young children, you better do a show on here and you better clear the air and apologize to the people on here, because nobody is going to respect you. We've always known Barry was a creep. You know he was a criminal, but yet you supported him. You gave him money. You visited him. We all say shame, shame, shame on Big E. Gante says Skeletor giving a compliment to a young chick who got a nice butt. Yeah, I know. It's his style. But these are people that are on the fame to shame list, and that of course is Ricky, and of course that is Big E. And of course, Barry at the top of the list, doing the things that he did. It was just disgusting. It was just disgusting. When I heard this, I might decide to play it again here for a second, and maybe I will.
And I'm not gonna lie. Would you be offended to take that out? Take that. I'm not gonna.
Okay, hold on.
So then you mean how many actions in? Yes. Okay. But
Let me see if I can find that clip again, rather than going on to this thing. Let me see if I got it on there.
At least that's how it is.
No, I don't. But I guess it's just out
Brian
there.
and Jay won't be silenced because I know too much.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you can listen to my show again and you can get what I recorded on there. I'm at the dinner table now. It's not appropriate time to talk about this. So I'm glad that you guys have been very entertained by me lately. And I brought out a ton of information today. Should be no doubt in anybody's mind that Frank is not a liar, that what I said about Barry was true. What I said about him having 5 counts against him was absolutely true, despite Ricky and Barry's denial of it. So that pretty much sets Barry's future, I think. And to tell you the truth, folks, I think you should take this information, not just from me, but I think you should send this over to the Bureau of Immigration, BI Intel, and I don't got it in front of me, but you really should send this information out to make all the charges against Barry stick, and they will anyway, but to make him permanently banned from ever coming to this country again. When it comes to that point, he has to be, you know, deported and not allowed to come back in there. So you guys have been a great audience. Thank you very much for honing in on here, Cagante and Cal and William and whoever else is on here. I appreciate you coming by my show. So am I right or wrong? You guys have to make that decision about what you heard, what I reported today. And we exposed people that needed to be exposed. And of course, is, and his, of course, let's not forget his co-inspirators. And of course, Big E is getting a big black eye from all of us now because he enabled a criminal, a horrible criminal. And I knew all those allegations were true about Barry, what he did with women, and he went after children. That's it, folks. This guy is not going to get out of that situation. And anybody who comes to that cell to give him money is going to be incriminated. And I believe that these people know what he did. And if you're going to associate with Barry, you're going to come by that cell. I'm actually going to contact the immigration people and tell them that the people that are coming by to visit him at that cell may be involved with a whole other part of Barry Jordan that we are going to expose to the Bureau of Immigration. Will I do it? What do you think? I will. I will. Yeah, well, anyway, that's all I have to say, folks. Gotta go. Hope you enjoyed my show. And, more to come, I guess. We found out a lot today, didn't we? Barry really did do all those things. And I really don't think Jay would lie about that. Jay might be known for a lot of things, but, when it comes to Barry, I think he's always been straight up. And it's the stuff that he's actually told GOGO BOBO, and I don't think GOGO BOBO was lying about that at all. I really don't. So there you go. Ricky officially invalidated. Officially. Biggie is invalidated. Barry is certainly, a criminal beyond belief. Through my hard work, and it was a lot of hard work and continual work, I will make sure that he gets the time in jail that he needs, and that he will get bumped out of this country when the time comes and never be able to come back again. You could thank me later. You thank me now.